Okay, and then coming up next is Beastchild by Dean R. Koontz. Let me see if I can get this to the thing without the glare. This is from 1970. And I'm not gonna say too much about this one because I don't want to spoil it. It's actually one I would recommend people going and finding. The rest of these my previous ones I was reviewing, they're okay, but I won't recommend them to anybody. Like, I wasn't already a Koontz fan, curious about his early work. But this is the first one where it's like, oh, this is really good. I read it all like one night, stayed up till 4 a.m. kind of thing or something. So this was written when he was 23 and was nominated for the Hugo Award for Best Novella in 1970. It's a nice little Vietnam analogy, a really obvious Vietnam analogy, but I'm sure it was very in the Al Quran at the time to do that. This book is full of typos and errors, which apparently Dean only discovered in the early 90s when he had it reprinted in hardback with a small press, and he put all the errors, corrected all the errors. I think it's his first really quality book, I'd say, as a fan. It was like the first book that I would remember if I had read him in order, back as a kid and didn't know who he was. And, didn't know he was going to get so much better. Okay, let's see here. On page 32 of the Dean Koontz Companion, that Ed Gorman book, Koontz's friend is interviewing him, and he says, Beastchild is one of your best early books, Dean. It foreshadows the way in which you use various configurations of family in many of your most popular novels. The alien Hulan and the Earth boy Leo become truly familial and interdependent by the book's end. Were you conscious of this when you were writing it? Dean answers, yes, Stacy Creamer, my editor at Putnam, has said that all of my books, in one way or another, are about the remaking of families. Some of them unconventional, but nevertheless happy. This is true. I suspect this concern comes out of the fact that I didn't have an ordinary family life as a child, and on some level, I feel loss of that, a longing for it. A belief in the healing power of family and friends also comes out of my distrust of larger institutions. I think everything truly meaningful in life arises from one-to-one relations. When we start relating to one another primarily through large political or social or religious movements, we fail to communicate on a more directly personal level. And in doing so, we lose some of our humanity. Very great quote by Dean. Maybe the best I found, in all my review here. Anyway, unlike the other books previous to this 1971, if you're a fan or just like science fiction, I'd tell you to seek it out. It's really fun. Because spoiler, the ending, the hero dies on the last page, but then in the next sentence, Koontz describes the hero's reincarnation from a sperm to a zygote, and then he's reborn. I've never seen that happen in a book. I don't know if anybody else. That's a hilarious twist ending. Just describing the characters. He's like, continuing as instant reincarnation. So this one was fun. Coming up next, we got, let's see here in my notes, The Crimson Witch. Oh, a totally crazy one. Okay, see you next.